Good Thursday morning, Houston. Welcome to KHOU 11 Morning News at 4:30. I'm Kimberly Davis here with Jennifer Reyna and Chris Ramirez, who is filling in for our Cheetah Craft this morning. And Chris, a calmer start to our day?
Yeah, well, we have made it to Thursday. Good morning. We just had an issue clear on the Southwest Freeway right around BeachNet. No problems along 610. It looks like that yellow orange is going to be a false sensor. I'll take you to the west side though for a look at 610 southbound at 69, which is scheduled to be closed nightly. It still is closed right now, so you can see some of those flashing lights and some of the folks having to take 69 in the meantime. Off on the far right side of your screen are those flashing lights, so they have yet to pick up the construction, but they have until 5 a.m. to do so. Now, as we look ahead to the weekend, Kimberly, it's a big closure on the East Beltway, both directions, north and southbound at the Ship Channel Bridge, a total closure all weekend long. It kicks off tonight at 10 p.m. Oop, not tonight. I'm thinking it's Friday. Listen to me. Friday at 10 p.m. until Monday at 5 a.m. Folks can take Washburn Tunnel or 146. Over to you.
I wish it was Friday too, Jennifer. This morning, a Katy family is calling for criminal charges after an incident involving a 10-year-old student and a substitute teacher at Cy-Fair ISD. Now we're told the substitute has been removed from the district, but we are blurring his face because he is not facing any charges at this time. Devon Roming breaks down the video of that incident. Happening today, we expect to hear an update from Houston's police chief on his department's investigation into 264,000 cases that were suspended.
I mean, it was such a privilege, really, and to see the crowd and everybody who comes, but really for the kids who actually do that and who get so emotional about it. Some of them were like tearing up in the back and crying, whether they were just emotional or whether they were like, oh, I didn't get it, but it really can be a life-changing moment for them because at the end of the day, it's scholarship money, so it does mean a lot for their future. So Kimberly, great, and thank you to CAF Scramble Committee for having me and for the Houston Rodeo for, of course, hosting all of us for great concerts. Let's head to 610 for an update on your drive. 610 southbound at 69, a total closure in the nighttime hours. This has been on repeat until April 1st. They're still trying to work on that interchange. We did see some of the crews trying to pick up the barrels before 5 a.m. No major backup, but up ahead, you'll be routed off on 69 for the next few minutes or so. I did want to take you to the Southwest Freeway. We had an earlier car fire. No residual traffic backup. As a matter of fact, showing you here at Chimney Rock, everything is back on track, so you won't be able to tell that anything even happened. Right now, drive time is about 23 minutes into town. I'm going to jump down to Lamar, give you a friendly reminder about Delaney shut down at 45. It is a total closure at the Gulf Freeway. That is shut down until September. FM 2004 is the alternate route. Kimberly?
All right, Jennifer, thank you. Time now is 4:39. Still to come this morning. Come back at 4:42. Right now, the FDA is already preparing for the next flu season. A panel of doctors are now recommending updates to the annual flu shot. Mandy Gaither explains the differences we could see later on this year. It is 4:44. Let's get to some of this morning's other top stories, beginning with Alabama Governor Kay Ivey, who has now signed a bill aimed at protecting in vitro fertilization patients and providers from legal liability.
Up already. We have a heavy truck crash on the northeast part of town. So if the North Loop is anywhere in your future plans, let me show you what's happening. This is between 59 and 90. It's right at Homestead. You don't see a lot of backups, so they're still green on the map. But we do have a couple of right lanes that are out of service and quite a busy scene here. 2 left lanes get through, but you can tell it's slow going as everybody takes a peek at what exactly is going on. So a lot of emergency crews, no telling how long a heavy truck crash will last. Sometimes they wait for a heavy duty wrecker. Sometimes they get it up and out of there. So keep it here on Channel 11 and on my Twitter account, and I will certainly keep you posted. Did want to remind you that in Lamarck, that Delaney construction continues at 45. That total closure is until September. And the alternate route is 2004. Also tonight, what you have is 1 lane closed on the Katy Freeway. It's going to be eastbound right around Silver, so don't let that throw you off either. That's your latest look at traffic. Kimberly, back to you.
Jennifer, thank you. Time now is 4:49. When we return, Love to see stories like that. There's so many other things he could be doing on social media. Time now is 4:55 as we close in on 5 o'clock.
What we're tracking, well, a heavy truck crash on the northeast part of town. I'll show you what it looks like real quick on the scene here. It's going to be eastbound direction at Homestead. You're better off taking the East Freeway. 2 right lanes are already blocked and no telling how long this will stay put because it is involving a heavy truck. North Freeway, this is outbound at Spring Stubner. Some flashing lights, but not doing any damage. If you're making your way toward the Woodlands, you'll have no problems getting from downtown Houston out toward that direction. Hardy Toll Road looking great if you're traveling in or outbound. We'll spin the traffic wheel and show you what it looks like, but really no complaints. Katy, 24 minutes into town. If you're leaving Cypress, trouble-free at only 22 minutes down the 290 corridor. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome to KHOU 11 Morning News. I'm Ron Trevino, filling in for Steph today, here with Kimberly Davis.
Very happy to have you
Yes.
here.
It's great to be here.
on the
Yes, I'm
desk.
not used to being up this early, but that's okay.
Well, you're going to get used to it.
You're
you know,
not?
you just get thrown in the pool.
I
The
heard
water
you did this for a lot of
automatically-
years.
Of many years, yes, that was a different lifetime.
We also have our Chris Ramirez filling in for Cheetah Craft this morning, and of course our Jennifer Reyna to keep us out there safe on the roads. But Chris, we've got some rain coming on later today.
We do have some.
When you're driving, but this morning we don't have an excuse, but we've got trouble on the northeast part of town, and I'm getting new information in as we tell you that the crash is eastbound at Homestead, which we've definitely covered. It is involving a heavy truck, but I understand possibly 2 other vehicles, and one of those other vehicles could be overturned. So it's a really busy scene. No wonder everybody's braking right in that area. They're having to scoot over and utilize those 2 left lanes. So Feeder Road is available, or I-10 the East Freeway. If you're making your way from downtown out toward the east or north side, you can always take I-10 instead of taking the 610 loop, and you'll avoid that trouble altogether. North Freeway, we had an outbound issue right here at Spring Stubner. You see how they're zooming the camera out? That's because the problem that was there is no longer there. Didn't affect anything headed toward the Woodlands anyway, so happy to report that. A very big closure is scheduled for this weekend. Ron, Kimberly, this is East Beltway drivers, both directions at the Ship Channel Bridge. A total closure Friday at 10 p.m., shut down all the way until Monday at 5, so they'll have to use a Washburn Tunnel or 146 or their favorite alternate route. Over to you.
All right, thank you. Now the search is on for the man accused of shooting and killing a 12-year-old boy.
We first brought you this story as breaking news on Monday morning. Our Ugochi Loca 5 right now. A Spring Branch coffee shop has been forced to close after a car crashed into the store 6 days ago. This all started as a high-speed chase with Houston police that came to an abrupt ending at Cambrian Coffee on Hammerly Boulevard last Friday. At 5:06, college students aren't the only ones going to the beach for spring break. A group of sea turtles went back home into the Gulf of Mexico with the help from a Houston connection. Yeah,
Very cute,
super
very
cute.
Yeah. Well, all week long we've been getting you ready for any weather event that could hit the Houston area.
Now we're talking about flooding. Cheetah Craft joins us now to take you through the steps of keeping you and your family safe.
We still have this mess here on the North Loop. It's the eastbound direction at Lockwood. Where's Lockwood if you're new to the city? Between 69 and 90 over on the northeast side. 2 right lanes are still blocked, but it looks like we're seeing some movement from emergency crews. This was involving a heavy truck. Reportedly one other vehicle flipped over. So it's good news if I'm seeing all of these emergency crews drive off, and I think that's exactly what's happening. So this is about to be a non-issue. Right now, just immediate backup in the area, costing drivers about 4 to 5 minutes as we see the emergency crews roll off of the highway and these lanes reopen. It'll be a matter of minutes before this area is back open, and you won't even notice that there was a problem because it will recover rather nicely. So glad to see that hauling off as we speak, because I was unsure as to how long a heavy truck crash would actually be there. West Loop, no backup in front of the Galleria. Things have reopened at 69 after overnight road work. And I'll leave you with this live look of 225. We're on the move in and out of LaPorte. Good news there.
Good news. All right, thank you so much, Jen. The time is now 10 after 5.
Still ahead, staying. It is 5:17. Let's take a look at today's top stories.
Yeah, new this morning, Alabama Governor Kay Ivey has signed a bill aimed at protecting IVF patients and providers from legal liability. This comes after
Rodeo boots and sweaters and take them out in a few days. Thanks a lot, Chris. We appreciate it. Hey, we are back in business. You don't see any crazy wreck icons or stall issues that are working. So plenty of green on the map. Lucky for you that it's going to be a short drive. I don't know if if you've heard, though, the new Mayor Whitmire, working hand in hand with Metro for some improvements inside of 610. Sections of Westheimer from 610 to Bagby will be scheduled to resurface the street, parts of Westheimer. The collaboration between the two will begin April of this year, and that means that curbs and sidewalks and also the main pavement in sections of Westheimer will be improved, and so you should expect that, and we'll be talking about, lane closures, but of course to see progress we have to get through the construction. Remember yesterday I showed you this picture, 146 Fred Hartman Bridge. We couldn't even see the markings, the bridge, nothing. Remember, Kimberly? And Ron, it's a much better view, and so drivers have it a little bit easier with less fog this morning.
And you may not have to fan yourself this weekend, but just you wait. New this morning, last month was the planet's hottest February on record.
Yeah, according to new data from Copernicus, which is the European Union's climate monitoring service, that marks the 9th month in a row that global records were broken. Officially,
It's getting really, really hot. My family was here this past weekend, and they were telling me it's hot in New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because usually in Texas, we skip spring and head right to summer, but if you're saying it's hot in New Jersey where it's usually cold,
I know.
it's a little bit of an issue.
And how are temperatures looking right now?
We are
Chris, thank you so much. The time is now 5:26.
Still ahead at 5, now is 5:33, and a substitute teacher has been removed from Cy-Fair ISD after a family claims that teacher pushed their child with special needs to the ground.
The incident at Duryea Elementary School was caught on camera. Stephanie Whitfield.
Good morning, and thank you so much for being up early with us. I'm Kimberly Davis.
And I'm Ron Trevino. Steph and Cheetah have the morning off. Chris Ramirez is here this morning, along with Jennifer Reyna. Chris, break down the forecast on this. I like to.
Is 6:02, and this morning the search continues for the man who allegedly shot and killed 12-year-old Carlos Fernandez while he was asleep.
We first brought you this story as breaking news this past Monday morning.
Our Ugochi Iloka joins us live in the Cloverleaf area where that child sadly died. And Ugochi, a sad situation here. Any updates in this investigation?
Some good tips. I don't know. I think if I sit down to eat, though, I'm going to eat more.
Yes. Don't sit down.
Yeah.
And I think
Keep moving. Keep moving.
Keep moving. And a good tip they gave: share it with someone. That's what I did.
That's a tough tip.
None of that looked healthy.
Right.
No, none of it's healthy. But if you share it, you're sharing the
bit,
fat with everyone else.
With those rodeo prices, I'm not sharing anything.
Oh, that's true as well.
I'd say the 4 miles it takes you to park to walk to NRG Stadium,
Burned
burn it off anyway. So
That's true. That's another story right there.
Now at 6:30, parents concerned after they say their 10-year-old was shoved by a substitute teacher.
Good morning, everybody. So great to have you with us today. I'm Ron Trevino here with Kimberly Davis, Chris Ramirez, Jennifer Reyna. Yeah.
Absolutely. Steph and Cheetah have the morning off, so we're happy to have you guys this morning with us. And Chris, we are expecting a cold front.
A substitute teacher at Cy-Fair ISD has been removed after a family claims the teacher shoved their child with special needs to the ground. Now police are investigating.
Our Stephanie Whitfield is following this story for us this morning. And Stephanie, I understand this incident was all caught on camera.
Had a busy morning. Okay, the time is now 6:41.
Coming up next,
We bring you up to date on what's happening out of Porter. We have the clearing of that issue at Loop 494. Remember, still some pretty good backup all the way to 99. You can either take 494, which runs parallel to 69, or your GPS is likely going to send you to 99 all the way to the Hardy. It'll take you an hour no matter what to get in from the Kingwood area. If Porter folks take 59 straight in, it's liable to still take you about 80-90 minutes, so watch out. East Freeway westbound at Gregg, the situation just keeps getting worse. Left lanes are still blocked. We're backed up past Wayside now, so it's 2 right lanes that get through. Painful for drivers coming in from North Shore, the Baytown area. We do have a new problem on the West Loop. This is going to be at Beachnet. City of Bel Air police are out there blocking left lanes. That means it's going to be slow along the 610 southwest side of town. Baytown, 43 minutes is what you'll need.
Jan, you've had a busy morning. Okay, the time is now 6:41.
Coming up next, personal information compromised. Our Grace White is taking a closer look at the numbers.
That's right. Good morning. Research shows it's on the rise. And coming up,
Everybody, it's now 6:44. Protecting your data. It's getting harder and harder to prevent ID theft.
But our consumer investigative reporter, Grace White, is here with a free resource that is available to you. Grace.
Good morning. It's called Notified, and it's a database run by the
That's so much fun.
Yes,
for those
oh my
kids.
gosh, best night. I will never forget it. Thanks to the Cab Scramble Committee, everybody there, they made it such an awesome night, not just for me, but for the kids. They were so emotional. I mean, like their future's kind of on the lifeline
Yeah.
here, you know?
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
they just get really emotional backstage once everything's said and done too. So I was happy to see their reaction. And of course, the audience was just great. So.
Yeah. And
Another
your
fun night.
reaction to this traffic today is
Greg, if you're coming in from the east side of town, you know it's painful. It's packed up to the east loop. If you take the north loop, you're really not going to be too much better off because we have general delays, and the east loop is also crowded southbound. So unless it's a side street like Clinton or something that leads you into downtown, you're going to be stuck no matter what. Left lanes are still blocked on this one. West loop, we also still have a problem working northbound at Beechnut. Quite a busy scene with left lanes blocked and a little bit soupy there as the fog is sort of come rolling back into town. So don't let your guard down. Talking about this weekend, East Beltway, north and southbound road work. This is going to be a huge shutdown at the Ship Channel Bridge. That total closure Friday at 10 p.m. until Monday at 5 a.m. Drivers will either want to take the Washburn Tunnel or 146. And don't forget, Chris, we still have delays running in from Porter, even though a problem did clear at 494. We're talking like an hour in from Kingwood, and drivers still having to deal with some of that fog, yeah?
Whew, good luck out there
A
on the
plethora.
roadways.
It was a plethora.
I know. We appreciate you starting your day with us.
Have a great Thursday, everybody. Stay with us for updates this morning.